And here comes Isaac Cloos.
For my 11th birthday, my mother got me perhaps the most comical gift I could have ever hoped for. The date was November 28th, 2008, and our night of celebrations were destined for awkward laughs and unforgettable mistakes. The weekend prior to my birthday, my mother and I were visiting Schuler Books, a stop amongst many on our trip to Eastwood Town Center to satiate my love for manga. Manga, if you're unaware, is a Japanese-style cartoon with incredibly stylized personalities, environments, hairstyles, and facial expressions. While holding a stack in my hand that went to the ceiling of the latest volumes of the ongoing series that I thought were the best, it dawned on me that drawing my own cartoons, my own manga, would be incredibly gratifying. I requested to my mother at once that an instructional booklet on how to draw manga be added to my ever-growing pile of gift requests at once. There was, however, a crucial error in what I deemed to be a straightforward plan of action. Perhaps my mother thought that just returning to Schuler's and purchasing the book I showed her as a suggestion wasn't such a good idea. Maybe it was too easy. Instead, she returned to Schuler's on her own accord and asked for help from what she described to be as one of the most repulsive human beings she had ever met. From his foul stench to his stain-tinted glasses, his long, black, greasy hair, his unkempt facial hair, his chipped teeth that he didn't care enough to go to the dentist and fix. She chose this guy as her guide instead of just what I had offered previously. She asked the man, "Excuse me, my son is interested in drawing manga, if you know what that means or is." Of course, he knew what manga was. He jumped at the opportunity. A woman who had no idea what she was talking about, but he knew inside and out, and he preferred the inside. He took her to the back, picked her out a book, and told her, "This is exactly what your son needs." My mother had no idea what that weird guy was setting her up for. Flash forward to my birthday. It's post-dinner, but pre-dessert. I'm opening up gifts. I tear through the 4 new video games that I had been asking for. I tear open the Bankers fan from Italy that I had been asking for. I tear open the new clothes that I had been asking for. And finally, to complete the quadrecta, I find a 5x3 package that is undoubtedly a book. I tear open the last package, and I'm looking at not the book I had initially suggested, but I'm not going to say anything to her. It's your birthday. If you ever give negative feedback for a gift that's not a joke, you really need to consider your life decisions. Everyone's filing out of the living room back into the kitchen to prepare for dessert. But at their own pace. It's not a rush. We're all having a good time. The parents are drinking. I hold back and I give the book a closer look. The cover is undoubtedly innocent enough. 2 non-gender specific characters holding each other in a tight embrace. Love is a common theme in manga. One's wearing a tie and one isn't. The gender discrepancy could be easily mistaken. Thus far, I had no inclination of what this book was truly about. Not until I flipped to the table of contents did I realize what my mother had been tricked into. Chapter to chapter, the drawings became more complicated and more homoerotic. Flipping to the meat of the book, chapter 15 was titled Male on Male Phallus Composition Beginning. My mother had purchased me gay manga, as my father would call it. Now, my family is liberal. We weren't disgusted. We were, however, absolutely ecstatic with laughter at how terrible of a mistake my mother had been tricked into. She regaled upon us how foul this weird character was that had suggested to her, and then her realization that his actions conveyed quite obviously that he had something devious in mind. This guy has been waiting at Schuler Books ever since he had been employed to trick one woman into purchasing her son gay manga. That was this guy's dream. The guy was repulsive. His takeaway from this story could be summarized by several different sentiments. However, I think a good rule of thumb that you could create would be never trust the judgment of someone that smells worse than your toilet. Thank you.